Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tega. If this is the first time you're watching any of my videos, thank you so much for watching today. And if this is not your first time, thank you for coming back to watch another one of my videos. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how to give up bad habits, some tips on how to give up bad habits. Stopping bad habits can be very challenging. It's hard. It's one of the hardest things to do in life for a lot of people. There's some people who find it very easy to do, but for some others, it's not so easy. So if this is something that you're interested in, keep watching. I have got some habits that I wanted to beat, and I have beat some of them, and some of them I haven't. But one thing that I do, which is my first tip, I don't create goals or targets. I create a structure for myself to follow. And it's entirely different. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with goals. If that's what works for you, there's nothing wrong with having goals or targets if that's the way you work around your stuff. But I kind of like prepare a structure instead. My way is just different. But if you're one who, sets goals and targets and it works for you like that, then you should set smaller goals. Like if you have a big goal or a big target, break it into smaller, more chewable targets. I'm using chewable because I couldn't think of any other word. Smaller, more achievable targets instead of one entire huge big goal. And then make sure that your huge final target is realistic. Okay, let your targets be realistic because that's the first step to even being able to succeed at it at all. If you set one big goal instead of smaller ones, if you don't meet that big goal at a set time, it will make you feel like a failure. And you're trying to kick a bad habit. You're not about to start making yourself feel bad on top of that again. It will only make it harder. Second thing is to make sure you're the one who decides what success means to you. You're the one who decides what you would classify as successful or meeting a target or the goalpost, the end. It's you who should determine that. If you cannot figure out what feels like, what would be success to you in the beginning, no pressure. You don't need to force yourself to decide, oh, I've set these small goals, so which is going to be success to me, which part of it is going to be a big deal to me. If you can't decide at the beginning when you are just trying to kick the habit, you don't need to push it. You can decide that later, but you have to know what you consider to be successful. When you break your big goal into smaller goals, don't do everything at the same time. Don't try to run through catching up on everything at the same time. No need to multitask here. This is not where you want to show that. So you want to show your employee that, or your employer that you can multitask. It's not today. In this one, you don't need to multitask. You need to go through it small, little by little. Oh God. Little by little, slowly progress on that journey. If, for example, you want to give up smoking, that's the first thing that came to my head. If you used to smoke 1 pack a day, you can set smaller goals. Like I would buy cigarettes once a week or something. I don't know how it's done because I'm not a smoker, so I can't figure out what. But let's say you buy a pack every day. You tell yourself you smoke, maybe you buy, instead of 7 packs a week, you want to start buying 4. And instead of smoking a whole pack a day, you want to start smoking half. Or instead of smoking this type of cigarette, you want to smoke one that is easier for you to progress out of. Or, whatever it is. And then when you say you do this first and then you move on to the next thing. So from smoking 4 packs a week, you want to move to 3. And then you want to move to 2. And then you want to move to 5 sticks a day. Or you want to smoke in the mornings. Or you only smoke in the evenings. So as you progress to that stage, maybe you're able to consistently do one for, say, 3 weeks or 4 weeks or whatever. It's up to you. Just don't do it all at once. Next tip is for you to remember that positivity is key. You need to appreciate yourself for every single improvement. It doesn't matter how tiny it is. Tiny is relative. There are some things that you stop doing or you do or whatever that seem to be nothing to other people, but it's a big thing to you because you know what it took for you to actually break that part of your habit. So you need to be positive about encouraging yourself, celebrating yourself, feeling good about small steps, because it's the encouragement. It's the encouragement you give to yourself along those small steps of your journey that will motivate you to want to get to the next step. So bask in that feeling of success. So you've set 10 goals or 10 targets or whatever, or the structure you created for yourself, you're working through it nicely. By the time you finish the first part of it, you're like, yes, I did this. I did this. Encourage yourself, basically, no matter how tiny the improvement seems that you're making. Progress is progress. What matters is who is looking at it. So whatever you're looking at in your journey that you see as progress, take notes of it, write it down. You don't want to forget. You don't want to forget that point where you actually met this part, so that when the other part seems so daunting, you remind yourself that, oh, I did this, and you have something documented that you can look at and say, yeah, at this time, it took me this long to do this. Document your progress. Take record of it. You don't need to tell everyone about it. You don't need to tell everybody that, oh, you're trying to break this habit or you're trying to do this thing. You don't need to tell everyone. You don't even need to tell anyone. But if you have one person that you think they wouldn't be critical about it, they wouldn't be judgmental about it, and you feel like they can hold you accountable without being critical and judgmental or pushy, and let you do it in your own pace or at your own pace, then you can tell that person for that singular reason. Because you don't want anyone putting so much pressure on you that it doesn't feel like your personal thing anymore. They start to take it away from you, and then you end up trying to prove a point to someone, make an impression to someone. If it's not about you, if it's not coming from you, it's harder to sustain even after you have got to the finish line, if you know what I mean. Do not relax your set structure as you go along. Don't finish this one and then remove another one and say, no, I don't need to do that one, and go easier on yourself. It's supposed to be harder as you progress. So don't take out stuff from the goal you've set if you use goals, or the structure you've put in place just to make it easy on yourself. It's supposed to get harder. The easier ones are supposed to come in front, and then when it's close to the finish line, I think that's how life is generally. The more you go into it, the harder it gets. Don't take it easy on yourself when it starts to get hard. That's not the point of it all. Don't make your structure easier. Don't make it simpler. Don't change it. You've started with it. Progress with it. Be consistent, because you will need that consistency. If you completely break the habit, you will need that consistency and that discipline to keep you over it. If not, you would go back again. So be consistent. Don't make it easier on yourself as you progress. Don't reduce your targets or goals or whatever. Don't change your structure. You don't need to finish at the time you set for yourself. If you gave yourself 2 months and it's taken you 4 months and you're not done, it doesn't matter. The important thing is you're making progress along those steps, right? You're not stagnant or static or reverting to old habits. If you're progressively moving forward, after all, you're the one who set the pace. You're not in competition with anyone. You're not answerable to anyone. You're trying to do this for yourself. So as long as you're making progress, you won. The timing doesn't matter. You set the time. So it can be flexible, not lazy flexible, not changing your structure and changing your target flexible. What I mean is the timing of it doesn't have to be set in stone. As long as you're following your set structure. That's why I said I don't do targets and goals, because they can sound or feel very restricting. They can feel very like you're being made to do something or you have to. But with a structure, I don't necessarily feel like I have to. My structure, it makes me, it's kind of like a progressive thing. I can't explain in this video. Maybe I would explain it in another video using something that I actually do. As long as it gets done, how long it takes doesn't matter. If you did it, if you made progress, you won. That's what's important. Finally, if you can complete one part of your structure, you can complete all of it. Positivity is key here. Give time. Like I said the first time, if it keeps moving forward, it's fine. If you have completed one on your list of goals or targets, if you finished only one phase out of your structure, it means you can do more. That's how you should be thinking. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope I have been able to help someone. I hope you practice these tips if you're trying to break a habit. It's very laid back and without pressure, if that's how to speak the English. Yeah, so that I hope that it helps. If you know anyone who's trying to break a habit that you want to share this with, please do share with them. But do not forget to subscribe to this channel. I will see you in my next video. Bye bye. Okay, let me do that again. All right guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel and share this video with those who you think might need it. I will see you in my next video. Bye.